Hey everybody, Cozylion here, and right now, I feel like a kid who just walked out of a comic book store on Free Comic Book Day. Because I just watched Superman 2025, and I am really happy. I am really happy. It feels like it's been a long time since I've seen a good Superman movie on the big screen. And to be honest with you, for myself, I don't think that's ever happened. I mean, I've seen Superman movies that are, okay, but I don't think there's been one where I walk out of the theater and I'm like, damn, that was awesome. I definitely have critiques for the movie. It's not like perfect, like best comic book movie of all time. But for me, it was a really good, entertaining superhero movie. A Superman movie. And that alone makes me very happy. So I'm going to try my best to not spoil anything for you guys because I want you guys to check this out if you are interested in any way. These are just my honest thoughts on the movie and what worked and what didn't work. And hope to give you an idea if this is something you want to go check out. Well, first, let's start with the most important thing, that the movie skips the origin story. I think it's safe to say that we all know Superman's origin story. It's basically up there with Spider-Man and Batman. But yeah, in this movie, Superman's been on Earth for a while. People know who he is, and the movie just trusts that you know that too. I'm glad the movie doesn't use up like an hour and a half trying to explain the whole story. There's so much happening, so many characters, so much tech and lore and cosmic level storytelling. But that's comic books for you. We've got giant kaijus, a flying super dog who actually fights, crazy sci-fi tech, Superman robots, characters like Metamorpho and Mr. Terrific using powers straight out of the comic panels. It feels big, it's weird, and bursting with DC lore. And honestly, the world feels like the Superman animated series come to life. And I love it. The movie just fully embraces the idea that Superman's world can be big, bright, and completely sincere. You didn't need an explanation for every gadget or superpower, they just exist. And that's kind of what makes it fun and cool, you know? This movie is definitely one of the most comic booky movies I've ever seen on the big screen, in a good way. He doesn't explain every detail, he lets the world feel lived in. And over time, you get it. What he stands for, why people believe in him, why he keeps going even when everything's against him. This movie does feel that way, and I kind of feel like a lot of people may not like that. Now, what I feel like people may not like about this movie is that it doesn't feel like the beginning of a Superman story. Like, this feels like issue 10 instead of issue 1. Everyone knows who Superman is, his dynamic with Lois is already locked in. Jimmy and Perry White, even the public, the Justice Gang knows him. Everybody treats him like he's been around, which the movie does say at the beginning that he's been around for 3 years now. The movie kind of assumes you already know these characters, or at least that you'll pick things up as you go on. It kind of doesn't stop to explain who Jimmy Olsen is or why Lois matters. It trusts that the audience will fill in the gaps after watching so many Superman movies over the years and TV shows and comics. Now, that doesn't bother me, but I feel like it might bother others while watching this movie, but I would say that you would be able to pick up pretty easily. Which I would say might be a flaw in the movie when introducing this to new people, because they may not know any of these characters. James Gunn is basically saying, you already know Superman, now let's do something fun with it. And that sets the tone for the whole movie. You want to see more of this world because it feels like there's actually, more to see. Also, I want to mention about the cast because, yeah, they do a damn good job. David Corenswet is Superman. He gets it, and it's not some deconstruction. It's not trying to make him, edgy. He's just, he's just a good person. I mean, not perfect and not boring, but, just a good person in a world that may not be so good, And he makes me believe in Superman again. Also, I just like how, for this Superman, I feel like I can just go up to him and say, hey, during my lunch break, do you want to, like, you know, hang out or something, or, you know, talk about movies or whatever. Like, he feels approachable, and I really like that about Superman. Lois Lane, played by Rachel Brosnahan, is also really good. She's fast-talking, smart, and can hang in scenes without being sidelined, you know? And Rachel and David have really good chemistry together, and I feel like that's very important when it comes to Superman and Lois. I just wish that they had a little bit more screen time together. They have a really, really good scene at the beginning when they're both being vulnerable, talking to each other in an interview, and it's just so good. I wanted more of that. Now, Lex is really good too. Nicholas Hoult plays this character a little bit over the top, but I don't know, I just find that very entertaining. And even though he does things a little bit over the top, there are some moments where it could be a little bit serious, so he can go to those, like, territories and stuff as Lex Luthor, and I don't know, it's just so much fun to watch, to see where he'll go as a villain and what he'll do just to beat and destroy Superman. And Lex Luthor is such a hater in Superman. It is so entertaining to watch for me. It's like he's oozing with all this, like, with all this hate and malice for Superman. It's just, I don't know, he kind of reminds me of an online hater and stuff, and it's just really funny to see. And the supporting cast, they're surprisingly strong. And Mr. Terrific, my gosh, I did not know that I would like Mr. Terrific this much. He did a really good job with his performance, and he just basically steals scenes. I would look forward if he had his own, like, series on HBO Max, or if he had, like, his own, like, movie. Like, I wouldn't mind, because after watching this movie, I definitely want to see more of him. Nathan Fillion's Guy Gardner is hilarious, and he's a loudmouth, annoying, and somehow still lovable. I don't know, it works. It's really nice to finally see Jimmy Olsen on the big screen. He's really funny without being a joke, and he's actually useful too, which I appreciate. I liked Hawkgirl, but unfortunately she didn't get too much screen time, which is why I probably like her the least. But I mean, I like her, you know, in general. She was really cool. And Crypto in the movie was really good. I really enjoyed him on screen, and my girlfriend especially loved seeing Crypto. He was cute, he was funny, and I feel like a lot of people are really gonna like Crypto. The action in this movie is really darn good too. There are a lot of action set pieces throughout the whole movie. The fight scenes are big, it's fun, there's no shaky cam. You get to see Superman use all his powers in the most fun way. And visually, the movie is bright. It is colorful, it doesn't feel washed or dark, thank God. It's leaning into the fact that this is a comic book world, and that's what makes the whole movie stand out. I did laugh quite a few times when watching this movie, and I also felt like there were like tears coming from my eyes sometimes when I felt like emotional. And if you ask me, I really do like the score. They use the John Williams theme, but they use it at very specific moments where it counts, and it really hits you in the feels. Some of the songs that I really like from the soundtrack are ones called Home, Last Son, and definitely Lois and Clark. Those are just a few of the songs that I heard from the movie that really got to me emotionally. Now, in terms of the story, without giving anything away, it's basically straightforward, but, you know, not dumb or anything like that. It moves fast, like really, really fast. And I would start to say that that's one of the issues I had with this movie, that the scenes are like really quick, like we're going from one piece to the next piece to the next piece like really fast. Like, I guess I wanted a moment where, you know, you take a breath and just sit down and just take in more of the slow moments, you know? But even though everything was fast, it still was easy to follow. You're not gonna walk away with a bunch of unanswered questions. You get what you need, and there are little teases of what's next, but, you know, nothing overwhelming. But by the end of the movie, I just sat there thinking, yeah, this is a Superman movie, and this is what it's supposed to feel like. Not just powerful, but kind and also uplifting. It doesn't reinvent the wheel of Superman. It doesn't try to blow your mind with huge twists. But, you know, James Gunn just gets the assignment. And for the first real movie in James Gunn's new DC universe, that's all it needed to do. It needed to be a good movie. And I believe it was. I left satisfied. And apparently a lot of other people loved it too. And that is a great first step in order to fix your DC universe. As I said before, one of my main issues with this movie is that it moves way too fast. It feels like the movie is an hour and a half instead of 2 hours like it says. And I just wish it would just slow down just a little bit. Not because I was lost, but because I wanted more time to sit with the characters. Let them breathe, we get to know them better. And after all the big action scenes, I needed a moment to take it in. More time to sit with some of the emotional moments, which the movie does have some. I just wanted a little bit more. The movie was really good, but I wish it was 2 hours and a half. And that's just a me problem. I feel like most people don't want to sit through a 2 hour and a half movie nowadays, so they'll probably appreciate the tighter runtime. Now I want the extended director's cut of Superman now. But what I did get was entertaining as hell. I guess I just wanted more scenes like from Superman for all seasons. Other than that, I really enjoyed this movie. I guess I'm just really nitpicky when it comes with Superman, as the same with everybody else. But yeah, I think this movie is solid. I really think it's solid. But I still believe that Superman 1978 is still the better Superman movie. I give that one like an A+. And I give this movie, for me, around an A-. But yeah, this movie was great. I was definitely entertained. I left happy and satisfied. And this now goes on my list to give to people when they want to get into Superman. I'll definitely recommend, you know, Superman 1978. I'll recommend the animated series. I'll recommend All-Star Superman or Superman for All Seasons or Birthright. And now and Superman and Lois. And then I'll give them Superman 2025 by James Gunn. You know what this movie reminds me of? It kind of reminds me if you had a friend who was really into graphic novels and stuff, but they never read a Superman comic, but you know the gist of Superman anyways. But yeah, they ask for your recommendation on what to give them for a Superman story. So you hand them All-Star Superman, and they start reading the book, and they're like, "Where's where's the Krypton? Yeah, where is him like landing on Earth? Where's Mom Pa Kent at the beginning? Where's Smallville? Where's that slow build going into Metropolis and becoming Superman? None of that's in here. It's just you get thrown right into the action, and the movie does the same thing. It's the same way that All-Star Superman isn't about understanding every plot beat. It's about understanding Superman, and that's what the movie does. But yeah, that's how I feel about the new Superman movie. I waited 2.5 years for this, and it definitely had me satisfied at the very end. And I cannot wait to see more. I am a punk rocker. Yes, I am. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And share the video. That would mean the world to me. So thanks for watching. You are amazing, and I'll see you next time.